This lecture was created by Danny Kessler, Associate Professor at Dongso University and Korea's first PhD in Wellness Tourism. This research is presented in alignment with 𝗏𝗏 Catholic University, our host institution for the strategic review. To understand the stakes, we look at the economic scale. The global wellness economy reached $6.8 trillion, but our focus is the $894 billion wellness tourism sector. Its primary driver is travel, where maintaining health is the core motivation, not a byproduct. Managing an economic engine of nearly $900 billion requires rigorous systemic frameworks. Without these frameworks, the massive influx of capital risks overextending and damaging the very destination infrastructure that travelers come to experience. The physiological goal of this travel model is the measurable restoration of the individual. This maps directly to United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 3, focusing on global health and well-being. But a tension exists between this individual restoration and the physical landscape. We often see a contrast between untouched natural valleys and overdeveloped coastal resorts that prioritize visitor volume over land preservation. This is the paradox of modern travel. The construction of facilities meant to restore human health often requires the extraction of resources and the degradation of the local ecosystem. If a wellness trip improves an individual's physiological markers but simultaneously damages the local environment, it fails the biological definition of true wellness. We must distinguish between two models. Medical tourism is a reactive approach, utilizing clinical environments to treat existing illness. Conversely, wellness tourism is a proactive model. It focuses on prevention and optimization, utilizing natural environments to cultivate vitality. This model operates on the fact that clinical wellness is not passive relaxation, it is an active pursuit. Improving health markers requires the intentional, systematic pursuit of new behaviors that upregulate the body's internal systems. Because wellness is an active process, the destination must be viewed as the infrastructure that makes these specific behavioral changes possible. Human health is a multidimensional operating system. This compass identifies the 8 vectors that determine overall vitality. Our physical and emotional resilience is built through direct interaction with the natural world. Social and intellectual health is reinforced through meaningful connection with others and the commitment to lifelong learning. Occupational harmony and spiritual purpose are often discovered when we remove ourselves from the pressures of urban infrastructure. Finally, our financial security is inextricably linked to the health of the environment and the protection of the planet's resources. These 8 dimensions are interconnected. A deficit in one, such as an unhealthy environment, eventually compromises the others. A destination must therefore support this full spectrum of needs to facilitate a complete recovery. The illness-wellness continuum defines the neutral point as the mere absence of disease. Moving past neutral into high-level flourishing requires a significant shift in environmental inputs. Our physiology is governed by a logic loop. The environment dictates our behavior, which then dictates our well-being. Travel works by physically disrupting this cycle. By removing an individual from a high-stress urban setting, we break established biological stress loops and allow new, healthier behaviors to emerge. Travel serves as the catalyst for this change, provided the new setting offers the natural infrastructure needed to sustain it. We can see these frameworks in practice at 𝗏𝗏 Wellness Valley in 𝗏, Vietnam. In this clinical model, the geothermal mineral hot springs function as the primary biological driver of the guest experience. The ritual of silence utilizes this geothermal landscape to trigger a specific behavioral shift, forcing a period of internal reflection and physiological rest. When raw nature is the treatment, preserving that ecosystem is a documented requirement for both the guest's medical outcome and the resort's long-term economic viability. Maintaining a regenerative destination requires a closed-loop circular economy that operates beneath the surface of the guest experience. The material upcycling node at 𝗏𝗏 harvests fallen timber from the local forest to create amenities, preventing waste and supporting tree regeneration. Simultaneously, on-site organic farming acts as an agricultural engine, supporting both the resort and the regional food systems in 𝗏. These nodes bridge the transparency gap, separating destinations that use green marketing from those that provide measurable data on their environmental and social impact. Without these closed-loop systems, a destination cannot replace the resources it extracts to serve its guests. This leads us to the unifying operational rule, the shared value matrix. The matrix identifies three intersecting variables: healing the visitor, supporting the community, and regenerating the place. If any single variable is missing from this model, the system reverts to an extractive state. You will now apply this framework in a 15-minute diagnostic exercise called the regenerative pivot. Apply the shared value matrix to a Korean forest healing center. Evaluate its tactics for community support and physical land regeneration. Look beyond the guest experience to see how the destination actively restores the local ecosystem. The future of wellness tourism depends on this integration. We do not find true wellness by isolating the individual, but by successfully integrating them into a thriving, localized ecosystem.